we are going to move on, ladies and gentlemen, to the state of third party. And I'm going to Hargeet Chani first because he has been chomping at the bits to get into this show. And again, look, folks, I want this to be clear. If it is a non-named game show, not Xbox, not Nintendo, not PlayStation, if this is just Game Show X that happened today at 5 p.m. Eastern, it's a 9 out of 10 for me. Because you know what? I like games, and there were some really cool games. And we're getting a new Shinobi. We're getting a new Sonic Racer. Oh my God, Onimusha looks great. I mean, I was bouncing off the walls because I'm like, okay, I'm buying every one of these games on Xbox. And I think that is the problem. It's not that Sony PlayStation, Hargeet, doesn't have games. They have a lot of games, and they have a lot of marketed deals. But almost 75, 80% of what was shown, maybe even a little bit more, was multiplats. And I think that's not what PlayStation gamers are asking for. It's crazy to me that they just continue to just move along and no one questions it. Like, I shout out to Oh No, It's Alex, who immediately called it out. Like, when are people going to ask for the first party games? And he's not wrong for suggesting that. You got to remaster. And again, Housemarque, this game, whatever it's going to be, is going to be a winner, folks. It's Housemarque. They just don't miss, right? So whatever it's going to be, it's probably going to be good just based on their history. But all you got was a CG trailer and a name and a 2026 date. What's happening for the rest of 25? We don't know. Hargeet, let's get your thoughts, man.
Yeah, so my problem with this is the vast majority of the stuff in there was already known. So to your point, Shinobi, that was a new one. Sonic. There was a Digimon, Dreams of Another. Yeah, I'm sure that knocked everybody up, just like baby steps. We got Tides of Annihilation, which looked pretty good.
Yeah.
And then we had Saros, which was the new Housemarque game. Okay, cool. But which one of those goes like, oh my God, Ninja Gaiden 4? None of them. That's the problem. They don't have anything that really kind of says this was the key on that show that said, oh my God, this was worth watching. We got updates on games we already knew about, which is cool. But like, I kind of want, updates are fine. I kind of want something that says, this is why PlayStation exists. This is why you should be on this platform. This is why you need to watch this show. It just isn't there. And it's okay to have one miss, like one state of play this has been going on for years. They just don't have anything. Yeah. And like I show after show after show after show, they average a D. And they did that again, by the way. Keely's thing, it's a D. This is a D. Like, how many times do you do that and still just continue to keep coasting along? Look, they have excellent brand recognition, and that's what's keeping them going. At some point, though, I don't know if that's enough. If Nintendo really brings it,
I think they're going to bring it, bro.
Think about it. They need to think about it. If Xbox changes over to say, hey, everything is PC, PC is Xbox, it's going to be a problem for them. At some point, the enthusiasm gap, you just, like, as I keep saying, like, the Dev Direct dropped Ninja Gaiden 4. That's insanity. They don't even have anything like that in a showcase.
Yeah.
This is my problem with PlayStation. They do nothing to make me enthusiastic about anything they're doing. I engage with them to get their first party stuff. That's fair. Like you're saying, hey, as a game showcase, maybe it's good. But even as a game showcase, I knew about almost everything they had there. I kept looking for that thing that's like, okay, this is that killer game. This is that killer game. This is that killer game. It just wasn't there. I mean, like, Onimusha, for instance, we knew about those. We knew those were already coming. And it's like, yep, I got to see trailers. Awesome. That's cool. It's cool. I'm interested. Cool. But I knew about them. They didn't have that thing that's like, oh my God. They didn't have that Gears E-Day. They don't have it. They don't have it. Yes, Saros is kind of an interesting game. Sure. Does that equal anything that we're getting on the Xbox side? No, it's not. It's just not. And this is my problem with that side. There's still going to be a lot of people on the PlayStation side that are going to say, "Oh my God, that was an A." Good for you. I don't know how you think that's an A. It's just not. It's not. If this is all you get on PlayStation and you go to the other side and see these massively awesome showcases, how do you say that you have enthusiasm for your freaking platform? How? This is the problem they have. Now, the things that I found interesting, Tides of Annihilation, again, on Xbox. Onimusha, again, on Xbox. Lost Souls Aside, on PC day and date. Mind's Eye, on Xbox. Those are the ones that I thought were kind of cool, right?
Yeah, they look great.
The other ones that we already knew about, of course, Borderlands, all that stuff. We already knew about all those, though. That's fine. They showed a DLC for Lies of P. Like, okay, that's cool. That's nice. All right. How can I be enthusiastic about DLC when that's all you got? They showed us a remaster for Days Gone. Oh, okay. They're just lost. They're lost.
Yeah.
You go back to the was it 2017, 2016 showcase where it was like banger. Here's Spider-Man. Here's Ghost of Tsushima. Here's Horizon. Here's like, could you stop? You have too many good games. And that was their showcase. And it just kept going. God of War. That's not what they have anymore.
No.
They don't wow you. And they need to turn that around. They need to show you something that says, yeah, this is why you're here. They just don't have it. And like, this was just another absolute fail. I was expecting this to be about a B that would show something, right? No. I was stunned at the end of this thing. Halfway through, I'm like, is this really their showcase? Really? This is what they've got for you? After all this time, this is what they got for you. Really? But this is it. This is PlayStation going forward, folks. This is what you're gonna get. PlayStation they don't have games. They just don't. They're gonna have these third-party games we already know about. Like half these games were announced on Keighley stage, and they came over here to give you like a release date. Okay, that's nice. If that's what you guys all want, great. That's great. But I could just go to Keighley. I don't need PlayStation to show me this. Keely's fine.
Ultimately, it's not what the diehard fan is asking for, though, Hargeet. And I think
it's not. So I don't know how this is going to keep going. And PlayStation continues. They can do this for like maybe 5 more years and get away with it. At some point, they need to do something. They need to have a killer showcase of some sort that says, here's what we've got. The last game they showed us, Intergalactic, it's just not doing well. At 2-to-1, dislike to like ratio. That's not good. But that's where they are. I'm not sure where this is going to end up. Ghost of Yota is the only one that so far has some sort of semblance of a good chance of being good. I hope it is. I really hope it is. Given the sales rate they have for their games, though, it may not sell. We will see, right? I hope they do well, but that's really it. Like Wolverine hasn't been showed. Supposedly this year, Marathon's supposed to come out. Where was Marathon?
Yeah,
why wasn't it there?
What about Jade Raymond's game? Fair Games.
Fair Games. Then you got Death Stranding 2. Where was it? Why wasn't it there? That's supposed to be coming out, isn't it? Where is it? Is it not coming out this year? Did Kojima buy the IP back and say, no, I'm going to show it on Keighley stage? Oh, okay. Maybe that happens. I don't know what's going on with Sony. I just got to be honest. I don't get it. I don't understand. This cannot continue. They have to fix it.
Yeah.
But so from my perspective, I was being very nice and giving it a C. I'm being very nice and I'm giving it a C because it gave me some release dates that I care about. It gave me a couple of games that, yep, you're right, I'm buying on Xbox.
Yes.
That's just the way it is. But that's it. Like the surprises, they're just not there. Tides of Annihilation look pretty cool. Lost Soul Aside is coming out on PC, so I'll see if that's something I get on PC. The other ones I mentioned, the only one that's exclusive is Saros, which eventually will come to PC, right? That's the Housemarque game.
Unless that's shaping up to be a day and date, because you got to remember they're moving towards day and date with PC. So that actually,
if they do, right? So I'm not sure why they're this oblivious to making, like,
could be.
I kind of want the Sean Layden era back, or the Trenton back. Like they need to have somebody that understands. You need to excite your customers, right? These showcases are your way to say this is why you're here, and this ain't it. This just ain't it. I don't understand what they're doing. You have to be a very, very diehard retard to actually think that was good. If you're a PlayStation fan, right? From our perspective, like you said, Boom, this is great for me to buy the games I already know I'm getting on Xbox, right? It's fine. I already knew about all those games. Cool. You give me some release dates. Awesome. But that just isn't useful for a PlayStation fan if you're looking for the reason to be on PlayStation. Really, all they did was tell me why I'm happy to be on Xbox, because I've got games on Xbox and I can buy the games they listed and buy them on Xbox. That's it. There's nothing there. It's just crazy. Where's their South of Midnight? They don't have it. We have Avowed coming up. Do they have one of those? They don't have it. There's just nothing there.
No, they're big games in 25. I hate to say this. You folks heard me say this before. They're Sony's biggest games this year are Xbox games.
They are. Doom's going to be one of the bigger games in that platform, besides Call of Duty, of course, right? And that's an Xbox game. Like this is the world they're in, right? Ninja Gaiden 4 is going to compete with Ghost of Yotai, assuming it comes out. And I don't know if Ninja Gaiden 4 doesn't beat Ghost of Yotai. So this is the world they're in. So I am very disappointed. I don't understand when they're going to get to the point of saying, here are the games that we're actually putting out. Because I think they've totally shot themselves by canceling all their games, and they really just don't have anything. They had one game today, which was Saros from Housemarque, that's coming out in a few years. They haven't shown us what's happening with Wolverine. They haven't shown us what's going on with there was a Venom game that was supposed to happen. That was the offshoot, like the Miles Morales of Spider-Man 2, right? Where is it? Where are the games? It's just nuts. It's nuts, but this is where they are. So I was very disappointed. I literally was in shock after that finished. I'm like, this is it. This is your showcase. This is it. Okay. Like they didn't even have Saros is like interesting, nice little teaser, but they didn't have that. Like, here's the ending, and boom, here you go. Right, something awesome.
We got one more thing for you.
Wow. Like, wow. How do you generate enthusiasm with this? But okay, look, Nintendo's gonna come up in April and show us their roadmap. And I'm sure it's going to be pretty ridiculous. Xbox already has a killer lineup, and we have a game coming out this year we still haven't even heard about. That's according to Phil. So look, our freaking launch line, this year lineup is crazy on Xbox. Nintendo's going to have a crazy lineup. But what the hell do they have to offer you?
Yeah, it's. You're asking all the right questions, and I don't think anyone knows. I don't think Keighley knows, and I don't think PlayStation knows. But good stuff all around. Lucius, I don't know whether you are a PlayStation gamer or you're not, but I'm very interested to get your thoughts on the state of play.
Yeah, I watched the state of play. I think I can agree with all of you guys that, like, for PlayStation fans, they probably didn't walk away very happy. But I think if you just kind of take the first party, let's say, kind of restriction from there, it was an okay show. I would give it a 7. We've mentioned Lost Soul Aside, that looks really good. I think Tides of Annihilation really gives me vibes of like a Heavenly Sword, kind
Yes.
of a if it's kind of old school God of War with some of the bigger enemies in the background while you're like moving around. Like it gives me really good vibes. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then a third game that I saw, the Midnight Walk. That one was like the puppet game.
Yes, it's
Uh,
claymation. Yeah.
yeah, claymation. It kind of reminded me. The aesthetics weren't very much like this at all, but just the puppet nature of it and the claymation reminded me of a game that was on Xbox that was Harold Halibut, and
Your brother
that
loved that
game's
game.
that game. It's not the most exciting game on the planet, but the writing's really good. The characters are written really well, and it definitely can be a tearjerker in the middle of that game. So because I played Harold Halibut, that's kind of opened me up to more games like that. So I'm actually looking forward to the Midnight Walk, and all three of those games I'll be able to play on PC. Two of them I'll be able to play on Xbox. So, you know.
I mean, listen, that's and I'll say this: if you are an PlayStation only gamer, this is a great show for you because you're going to get a chance to play all these games. But ultimately, Keasante, and great stuff. Thank you so much, brother. Super appreciate it, Lucius. Let's get your thoughts because I think that Hargeet really does nail down the question of what exactly is going on at PlayStation. Now, again, folks, you've heard us. This isn't piling on the rabbit. This isn't console warring. This is asking questions, which it does seem that the PlayStation, populace doesn't like to do. They just like to get served whatever it is, and they're okay with it. And I don't think that's right because when Xbox does things that we don't like as Xbox fans, we get out there on Front Street and we let them know about it. Now, sometimes that leads to change. Other times, like the the third party, ideology that's happening at Xbox. Old guys like me, we don't like that. I'm like, yeah, if it was me, I wouldn't do it. But we've come to the realization that those things are happening because of business. It's not show friends, it's show business, right? Everborn famous for saying that, and that's why that is happening. But I think there really is a question to be asked, Keasante. And, we laugh about it because it is kind of funny when you think that there are people counting the days until Hellblade 2 is announced and Starfield is announced and Forza Horizon is released and Indiana Jones is released and Doom Eternal is released and the next Call of Duty is released. Oh, all of those games are Xbox first-party owned IP. And they're releasing on PlayStation. And you're starting to even see some of the games media. Ryan McCaffrey, IGN, actually wrote a tweet this afternoon where I said it, and I had said this before. There are more first-party Xbox games going to PlayStation than there are PlayStation first-party games launching in 2025. That, to me, is weird, man. That is really, really weird. And no one at Sony is talking about it. They're just, mulling along, and their fans are telling us that Xbox is dead because they went third party, but yet their greatest excitement for the year is Xbox first party games. And this show obviously once again showed off a weakness at first party. Again, they had a lot of really great games that I'm going to buy on Xbox. Let's get your thoughts, man.
No, look, by and large, I think we're all on the same page here. I tend to look at these shows when I approach these shows. I tend to just look at them as a gamer. What will I be playing, right? And although I will say I didn't think every one of those games was for me necessarily, I can very much say this was a needed PlayStation show. It was a quality show. I really appreciated it. I liked a lot of what I saw, right? Yes, it's true. We got some talking about demos and things. We got a few little odds and ends here, but that comes with those kind of showcases and stuff. This was a state of play, right? So we expected a bit more pared down. I think the quality of product they showed was pretty decent, right? I do agree that they have a first party problem as far as first party output, but we all know why that is, right? When you take your teams and you force them into gas live service stuff and then it doesn't work out, now all of them have to restart, So for a while you may not see crazy new ideas from them because they're, these projects take a long time to come to fruition. So, as PlayStation does, I expect more money hats. I expect more remasters and remakes, and there was some of that in here as well. But even beyond the money hats, remasters, remakes, and all that, there was still some decent titles in there, right? Like Art of Vengeance, Shinobi Art of Vengeance. Oh heck yeah! Wow! Like yes, I was there. We were in the Discord screaming Lord Cognito's name. You know what I'm saying? Like it was great. It was awesome. That set a good tone. I loved that. I love that show. I love that reveal. Can't wait to play it. Like I want it in my hands right now. Right. So that really did it. Metal Eden was cool. The IO Interactive partnership, like Mind's Eye, looks freaking epic. Right. And then of course, Saros, you got Housemarque. That's all you got to say. All you got to tell me is Housemarque, and then I'll buy it because I've played, all of the Housemarque games actually, even games that most people haven't played. Next Machina, anybody? I loved Housemarque. Housemarque is excellent, including the most recent one in Returnal. Yeah, if you're not a big a rinse repeat kind of a gamer, if you don't do the roguelikes and whatnot, this might not be for you. But I thought it was pretty great. And then of course there was the Dreams from Another. That looked like it was, and yes, I know people gonna come for me with the pitchforks. It's a VR game, yes, I know, but it looked like Dreams, the actual game Dreams. You know the voxels, the teeny tiny shapes they used to build everything. Yeah, it looked like this was a project that started in Dreams that is now its own project, and of course, Dreams is dead, right? Which I personally loved Dreams. So, by and large, this was a solid show, in my humble opinion, right? And the fact that if you go right now to the Keighley, vote poll, and the largest swath of the poll, last I checked, was D was the largest swath of it, right? And A was the smallest, right? Tells you the kind of people that the kind of audience that is in Keighley's Twitter handle, and B tells you what kind of stuff they want, right? Like exactly to Hargeet's point, they want that, can only find it here, my awesome IP, all of that, right? Which seems to be, at least for business reasons or for whatever reasons, they're not prioritizing right now, or maybe they can't prioritize right now, right? So while I agree with you that they have a first party problem, and I do think that it is I wouldn't say it's a detriment, but for those in the fandom who are there for that, it is a problem. But by and large, if you're not about that and you just want to have something to play on this box you paid for, they gave you pretty good reasons to continue having games to play on the box. There were a lot of really awesome, interesting looking stuff. Tides of Annihilation, freaking epic looking.
That
Holy
looks
crap.
really good, dude. That's a day one for me.
And the first thing I said was like, that has a lot of Expedition 33 vibes. It really does. And then it became an action game. And oh, by the way, it's also on Xbox and also on PC. So, hey, it's all good, right? So, no, I think this was a solid show. I think this was a show that Sony needed because they haven't done really solid shows in a while. But yes, I do agree that we need to see more first-party output from them. But I also agree with the folks in the chat that are saying you probably won't see that for a while because you got to clean that gas game Stankonia off of you for a while. And that takes like a 5-6 year process,
Indeed.
It is what it is.
Indeed.